Okay, we are recording. Welcome to our first Mastermind series team call. We have come together with some other coaches that you know or may not know, and we met on a one-star mastermind through Beachbody. And as you rank up through Beachbody, they give you these amazing tools like corporate mentors. And I have met some of the most amazing friends that we go on trips now. They're actually two of my success partners are from different teams that I met on a call like this. So it's really cool to be here and be able to share our energy, share our knowledge, give you the chance to hear from someone other than your coach in a smaller setting. And I love that Megan's going first because her topic is all about leading alone versus teaming up with others to do what we do. And the joy of Beachbody is the community and being able to come together. And there are things that you do want to do on your own and really take ownership, but then there are things that like this that we get to incorporate and work together and just make each other better and stronger by community, which is the power of Beachbody, right? So with that being said, please introduce Meg, and I can't wait to hear what she has to say.
Thank you, Donna. Awesome. All right. Well, I'll kind of introduce myself and tell a little bit about my coaching story because that's going to, as I came up with this topic, I really had no clue. When people say, what can you talk on a team call about? I'm always like, I'm not the Instagram girl. I'm not the, what do I know? What do I know? And this one just popped into my mind. And I've learned over the years that if it pops into my mind and I hold on to that for more than 5 seconds, then that's probably what my heart is leaning towards. So anyway, my name is Megan. I have been a Team Beachbody coach since the very tail end of 2014. That's in December of 2014. That's when I joined my new coach training. And that was when I started I started my journey with 21 Day Fix and Shakeology like 4 months prior to that. At that time, I was a stay-at-home mom with 3 young kids. I was one of those moms that kind of lost herself a little bit in being stay-at-home after being a teacher, high school health education teacher for 6 years prior to coming home and raising the kids. And I was really in a bad spot because before I joined Beachbody, I was overweight. I had just finished a couple of marathons, but I had gained weight in the process. After the marathons were over and I had hung up my running shoes, I was still eating like I was doing 20 milers a day. And it was frustrating because if you're a teacher and you teach the kids how to eat, you should be able to do that, right? And I wasn't able to do that. And so I was following a sorority sister of mine on Facebook, and she also is a marathoner. Her name is Amanda, and she had shown me these little color-coded containers, and I knew that was what I was eating. Pretty healthy food, but I was not eating the right portions. And you guys, you can probably relate to some of this story. I joined in her group. I learned what community was about. I joined in with other girls that didn't think it was weird to work out or take care of your body or get sweaty or work hard. I was held accountable with my eating, and the group was just where it was at. And it's funny, when I think back to that very first group that she led, she was leading it with a couple of other people. It's funny now, Lindsay and Carly are their names. They're both still leaders on our team. And they're both fairly new at it. But whenever Amanda, my coach, posted, that's when I really focused in. And whenever Amanda gave me props, or she commented on my stuff or cheered me on, that really meant something. It was really great that Lindsay and Carly were also lifting me up, and that's part of what is amazing about them. But at the same time, Amanda was who I needed those pats on the back from. And so the first group was amazing, had great results. Second month, great results. loved the community that Amanda was offering. And then she had a tragedy in her life that kept her from running a second group. Her best friend passed away, and I didn't have my coach in there anymore. And I was just rocked. I was still pretty new in my journey, only 2 months in, and I really felt like I still needed her. And it was a struggle, and it made me really think about the role of a coach and how valuable she was to me. What a pivotal time in my life that she was supporting me through, and it really made me think. And when she took kind of a 1 month hiatus or so, and she came back strong, and it opened up another group for us. And it was about a week into that group, she said, she asked that question, Meg, have you ever considered doing what I do as a coach? And I was looking for something that was meaningful, something that I could help outside of my own four walls. I felt like God was really leading me to something bigger and better, and not away from my family, because we knew that I was supposed to be home. We knew that that was where God also wanted us to be, but there was just something more to be doing. And so I joined a sneak peek. I learned a little bit more, and knowing how pivotal Amanda was in my journey, and looking to her for her guidance and her support through my fitness journey, I just knew that if I could be like that for somebody else, then that would be worthwhile. Okay. And so, so we started the process of getting me trained, and it was like my upline, like our superstar diamond coach on our team, had like a 14-day training. And one of the first things that I learned as a new coach was something like a little bit like this. If you can relate, you might give me a heads up. The training, what they said was, your upline is not responsible for your success. Your upline is not responsible for your success. And when I took that in, I was like, okay, I'm responsible for my success. If I'm going to do anything and help other people, then I gotta take responsibility. I gotta take some ownership. I gotta do the things that they tell me to do. I can learn from them, but ultimately, it's got to be up to me. And so I took that, and Amanda said, the first thing you got to do is start a group. And I said, are you going to run it with me? And she goes, I'll be in your group. I'll be in your group with you. And so I was like, great, I don't have to do this alone. And she was in my group, but she probably posted like 3 times in the month. And she was there if I needed to like tag her with a question that I didn't know the answer to. But she hung back and she said, girl, these are your people. This is your thing. And I'm here for you, but you go and you do. And I was like, and I was just like, well, if there's going to be success in this business, if I've been told that if and the income disclaimer, Beachbody doesn't promise anything either. It's up to our diligence and skill and our hard work and things like that. So it all kind of made sense. So I ran my first group in January by myself, ran my first group in February by myself. March came along and we ran a little thing called a free clean eating group. And that's where we met Carissa. That's where she joined into the equation. But I was running the group. I had the script that I could tweak if I wanted to. There were a few graphics I could use, or I could find my own, and that was it. And there was a lot of good that came from that experience. When you're when you're on your own, you're establishing your leadership out of necessity. It's going to be like, if I don't do it, who's going to do it? I had the freedom to lead groups however I wanted to. I used a script, but I could also play with it and add things in if I wanted to, or delete things that I didn't want to do. I learned how to create a culture for the people that were joining me, for my people. And to a certain extent, that was how I learned the ebb and flow of our business. I learned how to market a group. I learned how to share a story. I learned how to plan it out to where, people need to get enrolled at this point if they want to be in at this point and have their stuff. And I learned the flow to inviting, focus on inviting for this particular thing at this particular time. And then implementing, like doing what I said I would do. I put out on social media that I'm going to run a group starting April 15th, and people are watching me. Like, that was part of the training. People are watching you. They are going to see if you're going to sink or swim. And I was going to make sure that I was swimming when people checked back with me. Okay. And so there was some urgency with being a one-man show. Okay. There was I got to put some skin in the game and get a little uncomfortable to be a success. Okay. Make myself a go. And so, I wouldn't ever trade that experience. And that continued. I mean, there was Success Club the first 3 months I was a coach, and there was Success Starter. So that's the only reason why I went to Summit my first year, was because that ticket was paid for. That I was on Team Cup that second month I was a coach, and that snowballed into more people in March and April and all the things. And we continued on like that. And not only did I continue on like that, but I was sharing that same system with my coaches. Okay. That's when Carissa came on, I taught her the way I was taught. And, we ran one group together, I think in June, maybe, when you were done with school. And then it was on your own, and you ran free groups every month, and you ran your own group every month. And that's what we did with our coaches beyond that too. And again, I wouldn't trade that experience, because that taught a lot of valuable lessons to me and to my coaches as well in all of those things. But, some of you can probably understand this as well. If you have run groups and run sneak peeks and things like that by yourself, there are downfalls too. That can be a very lonely aspect to running the business. When you're a one-man show, everything falls to you. Okay. And if you're a person that, that doesn't, follow through on things, that can be really detrimental to your business. It can be a lot of work. Now, I chose to use the KISS method, keep it simple, as much as I could. But it did get to be a lot of work, especially if you were trying to create free groups or create new themes or do all that by yourself. Now we have so many resources on our team that have been shared. It makes it really easy. But at the time, we had basically one script that kind of said the same thing 3 different ways, and we just kind of rotated through those way back in the day. It can feel kind of competitive when you're just running your own little group and your other teammates are running one little group. It can, again, feel kind of like, we're not gelling like a team. We're doing our own different things. We would communicate with each other just to see how you were doing or if anybody had questions. But again, it wasn't a connection in terms of, collaborating on the same goal for the same group and all of that. So that's how my business went for the good first 2 to 3, I think it was a good 3 years. That's how we did it. Sometimes we'd come together for sneak peeks. Sometimes we'd come together for free groups, but most of the time we were on our own. And there were some months there, guys, that I had groups that were just crickets. I felt like I was the only person posting anything. I felt like nobody was liking anything. I kind of wondered if people were even in the group or not. And it got really, really, really tiring. And when my coaches were coming to me with the same story, it was just like, what is going to change? What can we do to change this? We are in this to have a business, but if it's not fun, what in the world are we doing it for? So I think it was about 3 years ago, correct me if I'm wrong, Carissa, but we joined forces. There were three of us coaches together that we came together and we started running all of our main groups, like your monthly groups. And at that point, we were able to just kind of share with each other what was working, what wasn't. Our community, our people, our lifers came together and they got to meet one another and they got to meet us as the lead coaches, and we got to collaborate and we got to be creative, and the people that were weak, they're like, I can't ever come up with a catchy name for a group. Like, it's horrible. It's horrible. And Carissa is the queen of that. So we just were able to balance out each other's strengths and weaknesses, and fill in the gaps for each other, and just come together so much more as a team, the way Team Beachbody is. And that's what we were getting to a point where we couldn't hardly even share on our social media about you know encouraging people to join our team, because we didn't want people to feel like they were going to be on their own when they started. We were able to start sharing. We don't leave you high and dry. We don't bring you onto the team and then you just working with one other person. You're working with a whole network of other people who have experience, and we have different resources and different approaches. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't work outside of the home full time. So if I'm attracting, most of my people that I'm attracting are working full time outside of the home, and so they're able to relate to the gals with each other on the team, maybe a little bit more than I'm able to. So that is just again, a perk that I know you guys are aware of, that you have experienced on your teams as well. If you are linking arms with other people on your team to take care of the responsibilities that our business does put in our laps. So, and again, when life happens, like for my coach Amanda, when life happened, when her best friend passed away, Carly and Lindsay were able to take up the reins and continue on, even if it wasn't the same. For me, in the connection with Amanda, it was still better than nothing. So when you have that with your teams, then obviously that is still helping people on their journeys. But at the same time, I'm going to go over the downfalls of working as a team as well, because there are some, and I will tell you this only because I wrestle with this as a leader often. I wrestle with this, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say it, because I worry and I fear that I'm not setting my coaches up for success if I let them stay in with us for too long. I feel like corporate, and I don't want to blame corporate, again, we take on our own responsibility and things, but I feel like the story has changed a little bit. At times it's like, yes, do things, you need to be a leader, you need to do your thing. And then, oh, but link arms and have fun. There was a year that Carl came to a Super Saturday and he was like, this is the year of fun. And it could have been the year that we all linked arms together as a team. And then all of a sudden they're like, bod groups. Every person needs to have a bod group. Open multiple bod groups. You will get points and prizes for bod group, that kind of thing. And so I understand both sides of it too. Like, I fear that I'm setting my new coaches up for failure by not letting them spread their wings. I'm almost keeping them clipped in by saying, yeah, run the group with us, and we do things together, and not allowing them to put a little skin in the game and advertise a group that they're running that will not be full unless they fill it with their people. I'm not helping them build confidence, because we are a safety net. In our big challenge group, we have a lot of people in there and they know each other, and it's fun. But where's the hunger for new recruits? Where is the new energy coming into it? If just one or two of us are bringing in fresh people, then that can be, that can be hard. And I also fear that for our new coaches, maybe they have ideas that they don't feel like they can pursue because us veterans have been at it for so long that if they don't feel like they can speak up, or they don't feel like they can try something new, or they don't feel like they feel unsure of, well, what if I fail at that? They haven't had a chance to do a little failing or trial and error and see that kind of thing. And so that's what I wrestle with when it comes to um, the benefits of running by yourself, benefits of running in small groups, benefits of running with a big team versus the struggle versus the struggles that come along with both of those. And it's I think it's something that um it's not like tonight is the goal of me talking about this has never been about change what you're doing. Okay. If something is working for you, that's something that should happen. But if you come onto the call and you're like, hmm, something really needs to change. I need to shift something or do something that is going to change this outcome for me. I just need a new idea or some sort. Maybe this is where it's at. If you are a person who've been running your own things, your own sneak peeks, or running your own groups, not asking for help from other people, not coming in with energy from other people, maybe this is an opportunity for you to find another person, whether it's in your downline, your upline, or another group. Like maybe you'll meet somebody on this series of calls that you can be like, I like you, like you're my people. How about we run a group together? And if you're a person who has been on the same team and running team groups forever and ever, or you've run sneak peeks with the same person or the same format forever and ever, maybe this is an opportunity for you to say, I've heard about this new technique for doing a sneak peek, or I've heard that I know I've been reading some personal development or listening to some podcasts about, taking this on my own and just seeing what'll come of it. Maybe that's what this call is speaking to you about. But again, I really didn't come on here with any like, this is the way you should do it versus, or this is the way you need to stop doing this. But it is something that I think as coaches, we should be aware of, especially if we are onboarding some people that are interested in running their business, and let them know that failure, there's no such failure unless you absolutely quit everything. Okay. And to try some new things is what you've had to do in the past too. And that brought you to where you are. It gave you a little bit of grit and a little bit of urgency and a little bit more stick-to-itiveness than where you were when you started. So I think that's about all I've got for tonight. I feel like teams, even if you're going at things alone, you still have your team to back you up. You have team calls to hop on. You have team resources to dig into. You have best practices that are shared with us on the national wake up calls or on special trainings that are offered to you. That we're going to talk about one of those. Donna, that you had mentioned to, I think it was you that posted it in our thread today. So stay tuned for that. And your team might have expectations that can help give you guidelines. And you can still utilize the team Beachbody idea while still forging at it alone if you've been doing it with groups within a group for a while, or if you have been at it alone for a while, you can move in and do something different. But it's just an opportunity for you to think and say, is this the different thing that I need to do to kind of take myself to the next level? So I'll go ahead and end it there. And if anybody has any feedback or questions or like, what have you done in the past, or Meg, you're totally off base with that. I'm here for that.
I love that. Thank you. And I want to just kind of break the ice here because everyone's just kind of staring and no one knows each other. So why don't we do a little popcorn around the room and just say where you're from and how long you've been a coach, just to help us all get to know each other. We're going to be here for a while, for 5 weeks, and then stay towards the end. Don't log off because I have some very, very cool announcement opportunity coming for you next week. So don't get scared and pop off or else you're going to miss this. And you're a coach, so you should be ready to just say your name and how long you've been a coach. So I'm going to just go in order of my little screen here. Christy Clay. I know I'll be the asshole that does this.
Oh, thanks. I don't like talking. I'm from Texas and I've been a coach a little over a year, but I've kind of fallen off the coaching, and my workouts have kind of lost my way, but I'm trying to get back. So, but I'm from Texas.
You're here.
And Charity's my coach.
Awesome. Oh yeah, that's a good thing to add too. Who's your coach? So, all right, Meg, we've heard from you. Charity, how about you?
I'm Charity. I'm also from Texas. I'm in Dallas, so I'm not too far from Christy. And I've been a coach since, I think we all have like our sign up date, and then we actually started coaching. So I signed up in, I think it was June of 2015, but I didn't really start coaching until the end of that year. So I've been coaching for a while now.
Nice. All right, Melissa Mathis. I know you're running, but maybe you.
Hi, I'm Melissa. Charity is also my coach. I'm from Texas, but I live in Oklahoma. And yes, I'm walking my crazy kids, so I'm multitasking. And I've been a coach since officially, I think, 2018, but it's just really been within the last year that I'm really trying to, do more of the vital behaviors and grow, my own team, things like that. So.
All right, Martha, you are next.
My name is Martha Ojeda. Donna Sandoval is my coach, and I've been coaching since March of 2018. And I'm excited to learn from each and every one of you guys. As we all go through our seasons of coaching, sometimes we do good and sometimes we go back down to Emerald. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm just stuck at, I'm lifetime diamond, but right now I'm getting paid as an Emerald, and it's just, it's tough. And so a lot of everything that Meg said was really resonating with me. So I want to thank you, because I kind of felt like, oh my God, is it just me that's going through this? But what everything that you said just resonated with me. So thank you.
Thank you, Martha May. All right, Carissa.
Yeah, hi, I'm Carissa. I live in Central Illinois, pretty close to Megan. She's my coach. And I started coaching in April of 2015. So about 6 years. And I totally identify with what you said, Martha. Like, I'm a lifetime diamond. I bounce back and forth between diamond and emerald. And of course, I identify with everything Megan said, because I'm part of all those groups that she was talking about, and the struggle that we have every month when we're trying to figure out what we're doing. So.
Thank you. All right, Erica.
Hi guys, I'm Erica from Boston. I guess I'm a loner up here in the Northeast. It's getting warmer finally. But I've been a coach since 2014, and Meg, you just hit it right on the head, because I don't know how many groups I've run on Facebook, BOD groups, and finally, after 8 years, 7, 8 years, I'm finding a flow. Finally. So do not give up. And thank you, Meg. That was awesome advice.
Thank you. All right, Brianna.
Hi, I'm Brianna. I'm over in Fort Worth, Texas, I guess. And Charity is my coach. And I've only been doing Beachbody since mid-January of this year. And I guess coaching, I brought in my first person last month. So yeah, fairly new.
That's awesome. Well, welcome. You're in the right place.
Thank you.
Are you there, or are you working? Are you driving? Or you don't have to. I just thought I'd call you, give you the opportunity. All right. So, anybody have any questions? Oh, yeah.
I think us as coaches need to start betting on each other, like to see how many of our team can get on here. I think Charity wins tonight. Good job,
Charity
girls.
definitely wins. I'm like, come on, guys. I'm all 45 minutes away. 30 minutes. Get there.
Oh, there's Angie. I'll shut up.
Hi, Angie.
Sorry, I'm here. I'm just getting ready for work.
You're good, girl.
I'm Angie. Charity's my coach. I think I've been coaching for about 2 years, but it's been very off and on. I struggle very much with self-esteem, even now as a coach and from where I came from. So I'm working on that. I'm in the process right now of getting certified as a personal trainer and a nutrition coach, as well as I am nursing and getting certified as a trauma ICU nurse. So I'm busy, but I am trying to get back into it. So
Nice. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Did anyone else have any questions? I think this is cool. I'm having fun here. I think this is a good energy, and I'm excited for the next 4 weeks. With that being said, so that you do, if you want to jump off, let me let you know what I have up my sleeve and available to you. And it's not by me, but it's because of my success partner that I met on one of these calls like this, teaming up with her. I do all my sneak peeks. I do my welcome coach calls with these 2 women that I've met that aren't even in my downline, but she put together a call with Brock Johnson, who is Charlene Johnson's son and like master of all IG. And we have a meeting available to us here at Zoom next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. My son took my phone. We will post it. I think it's at 7 o'clock. What time is it at? So the link is on there. There's a password. Be there because I do believe it's going to max out at 100 is her room. And so, but she's like, I'd rather max out than only have 10 people because she's just like me and we have these tiny groups and we're like, and she's being able to put this together. So we are putting the word out to really just share in that awesome opportunity because Brock is legit. I've paid lots of money to work with him. So to have a free call is pretty awesome. I would definitely make it a priority in your life to be on that call on next Wednesday, as well as this call. Don't forget this call.
Hey, and by the way, I haven't decided fully on a topic, so I was going to ask you guys to ask your people and see if there was a topic. I've asked mine, and some of the things they listed are already things that you guys are going to be talking about. So if there's something that's not already on that list, just send me a message and let me know because I haven't completely decided yet.
Okay. Does anyone here have any ideas that well, everyone is Charity's coach almost here, but you probably already told her, but if you haven't, does anyone else have any ideas that you want to talk about?
Charity, how did you get all your team on here?
I send out messages. I'm like, guys, it's starting. Get on now. And I'm constantly reminding them all the time.
We all live close enough that if we didn't, she'd come and find us.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Well, you guys are very supportive. It means a lot to Charity. I'm sure it does.
When do you normally meet with your team?
I've been trying to do Tuesday nights, like around 7:30. And then Wednesday is like a power hour night. And then Thursday we have our big team call night. So we usually have something going on all the time.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. Well, let me stop recording here.